If this is working. I have no idea if I'm already streaming or not. If I am, there you go. So you will likely be watching 30 seconds of me, or have watched 30 seconds of me. Okay, there you go. Okay, you probably just watched like 30 seconds of me testing the feed. So yeah, welcome to the first day of spring and to my first live here on YouTube. And that's also why technically I may be having some hiccups. So I'm trying to figure out if this is working or not. Anyway, if anyone joins the feed, and I'll keep repeating this every so often, please just say hello or something in the chat so I know it's working and you can hear me. And yeah, okay, so today for the first one I thought we would keep it simple and probably quite short as well. And what I was thinking is I've been trying to do a few videos on YouTube, and I like doing those, but I also spend a lot of time preparing for them. And I thought, like, why not sharing the preparation as well? So for those who've been following, I've been working on a project, on an AI project, and I need to build a landing page or kind of go through that and think a little bit through that. And I thought today maybe we would try Lovable and build it using that, or at least see how far we can get with that, and also just in general explore Lovable and see how it works. So let's see. So I've got here already something on the screen. These are my notes. So yeah, spring. Also, I just noticed before I started this, OpenAI also just finished, I think it finished, at least they started recently a live as well on something about audio models. Haven't checked yet, but we'll check after. And if you're watching the replay, then I'll try and put some chapters to kind of link into the interesting bits. Okay, so as I said, it would be interesting to show some of the things I do to prepare for the videos or just the projects I've been working on and share that as well. So Lovable today. I'm going to go pretty quick, in part because I did not prepare that much for this. I just want to see how Lovable is. So Lovable is this text to application app, which is growing incredibly fast. I think it's one of the fastest growing startups right now. And the idea is you type something you need and it will create an app for that, and then you can press a single button and you can publish that app and other people can use it. It integrates with Supabase, so you can have a database as well. And yeah, that's it. So I don't even have an account. That's how early stage I am in this. Let's give it a try. So I thought we would do this together, and hopefully without leaking any of my passwords. Okay. If anyone's watching, there is a 30-second or 60-second delay between whatever I say and what you see. So if you do type anything in the chat, I'll likely take about a minute to reply, not considering how long it takes for me to look that way and spot the chat. Okay, so role, yes, soon to be replaced software engineer, I suspect. No, we're going proper, like, no, we're building a business. By myself, yes. And yeah, let's just say, is it? Yeah, let's, okay. Let's just see what happens. No experience. Let's start from the beginning. Websites and applications. And how did I find them? I actually don't know. Probably YouTube. Okay. We're in, so that's painless. So the first thing I thought we could do is to run through some of their examples. And then they have a nice handbook with how to prompt. We're not going to be reading all this on stream. I went through a couple of things. Basically, the highlights are use AI to generate better prompts if you know what you want, or use AI to come up with ideas and then put the prompts here and keep iterating. Do one thing at a time and keep saving the checkpoints. I think that's pretty much it. So And then I thought we could try a couple of apps. So I need to do a website. Maybe we'll do it together, maybe not. I've got some use cases. I can explain the idea a little bit as well. Then I was thinking, like, I don't know what the limits of, or the limitations of Lovable are, but it would be interesting to see if it can plug into other services like YouTube and create an application that, given some YouTube video, it suggests improvements for the creator. Or maybe something with maps. So I'm actually planning something to do this weekend. So it would be interesting if I can get something planned automatically for me. And I just need to consider the weather and kids in my case, etc. So let's see. Let's run through a couple of their cases. So startup dashboard, Hacker News top 100, task manager. Yeah, let's do it. Okay, so okay, public. What are the options? Starter. Okay, for this we need to pay, so we're going to build something public. Oh, we can import Figma as well. I don't really have anything. Maybe we'll try to do image to application. Also, let me just check if this is working. Okay. Sorry. As I said, first live, I need to make sure that I know what I'm doing. Well, I don't know what I'm doing, but I need to make sure that it's working. So, okay, cool. So it's generating some stuff. Let's see what's happening. It's excited, so that's good. So minimalist task management. So good. So we already have an excited software engineer. So that's good. Or a designer. We're not quite sure yet. And there's lots of styling going on. So at the moment, it's a designer. It's interesting that he has come up with a plan of sorts. So at least the files. I wonder if they use templates for this or not. What's diff? No diff yet. Okay. Yeah, this is something else that they mention in the handbook, is to use the diffs quite regularly and then edit things directly in the code here. So if you've used a ChatGPT Canvas, I guess it's similar. Okay, so how far are we? It's still going. Okay, so not going to be reading everything. It's on screen. I'm not sure if anyone can see this, but okay. So aesthetic direction, okay, interesting. So it has defined that. So smooth animations, color palette, neutral background, okay, typography. So we should be able to change all these. And I suspect if we knew exactly what we wanted, we probably upfront should specify these things. This is actually an interesting thing to bookmark, and then in future applications, just have this prompt around, and you just set the options of what you want. Okay. So key features, dashboard, list view, calendar view, priority level indicators. Yeah, so far so good. Responsive design. So it's definitely focusing on design first. What happens if I click here? Okay, so the code viewer. This is the preview. Okay, still going. No. Okay, we can connect, but it's not connected automatically, and I don't have an account, so let's create one. Okay, I'm just logging in. Using my phone. Okay. So I should have connected Supabase. No. It's requesting API access. Hmm. Okay, so I need to create an organization. So I should probably be showing this. For linking these things, I need to create an organization. No payment though. Okay. Authorize. Okay, cool. So we've got something with the database. Back to project. Oh, wow. Cool. So, I mean, the design is pretty standard and quite interesting, and it seems to work. So actually, that's quite impressive. So, off the bat, this is pretty cool. Seems to be a working application. If I want to be picky, this is not the same height as this one. So this week, due today, I mean, this is pretty cool, to be honest. So one of 8 tasks. I've already completed something. I wonder what that is. I mean, if anything, this is quite overwhelming, but in a good sense. So okay, so let's see. Let's view. This is incredible. Now, I did follow one of their examples, so I have no idea how much of templating is going behind the back. And calendar, let's create a task. Okay, actually, I'll use voice, then you get to hear. This is a test app. Okay. Very high priority today. So, okay, so let's do one quick change. So one thing I want to do is to have a shorthand here for when picking due dates, to have a shorthand for today. And I'm not going to describe too much. I'm just going to try and say that for any date picker, we want that. Let's see what it does. So personal. Cool. I mean, this is pretty awesome, actually. Okay, so let's go back to the code. I don't know where in the code it would be, so I'm not going to be editing there. Although I suspect to edit code, you can do something. No, what can you do? Maybe you cannot. You can edit directly. Okay, fine. Error, build unsuccessful. Nice. Okay, try to fix it. I mean, so far I'm pretty impressed, if I'm honest. Okay, preview. What's going on? The one thing though is right now, for example, I'm getting a bit confused as to what it is happening, where it is editing. So we've got the phone view, the desktop view. Okay, and if I go to the code, I lost track of where the diff is as well. Ah, there you go. So if you click there in the canvas, so you get the raw and you get the diff as well. Okay. Exit. Okay. I'm not sure if I 100% understand, but seems to be good. Let me check this one more time. I'm just okay. Okay. Okay, sorry. Okay, so continuing. So let's edit that one specific thing. So actually, first, let's just ask questions. Where is the... Actually, okay. I'll show you what I'm using here. Where is the calendar picker or the date picker implemented? Let's see. Calendar picker component. Can we go straight to there? Add task model. Do we have a quick... Nope. I want a quick way to jump to the right file. Add task. Okay. Okay, so for today, let's just say we don't know code. We just said we're beginners. So we're going to assume that we don't know code. Okay. It's interesting. It explains. That's cool. Okay. Add a shortcut to set the date for today in the calendar picker. So the normal calendar picker and a button for today, tomorrow, and next week. Let's see if this works. Okay, so we click here, we can see what's going on. No diff yet. So far, pretty impressive first draft. Just immediately did a lot more than I was expecting. Again, I don't know how much of that comes from templates or smart usage of existing code. But to test that, we can just start making edits in very specific places and see if it can continue keeping the context and kind of figuring out what's happening. Okay, so it did something. Let's do it. Add new task. And now we go to pick the date. Whew, okay, that is pretty cool. Let's see if it is correct though. Tomorrow? Oh, what happened there? Okay, so blur. Let's fix it. We're not touching code. I have no idea what's going on. I guess one downside of these systems is that if you do know how to code and you do know what's going on, you get given such a large amount of code immediately that it's hard to review. So you do need to spend time reviewing, and I guess that's one of the skills to be maybe brushing up is like code reviews and quickly understanding code. But you can also use AI for that, so that's interesting. Okay, did it fix it? One thing I quite like, so I use Cursor a lot, and one thing I quite like about Cursor, and that this doesn't seem to have, is first, this seems to be generating the entire file all the time. Which, I mean, maybe Cursor also does the same internally, but it would be interesting. So the diff is just this. It would be interesting to only display what's actually happening and changing. And then in Cursor, one thing I really like in the latest updates, and if you failed again, is that it will do something and then it will test the results automatically and continue doing if you have the agent mode enabled. So it would be interesting to see something like that happen here. So I feel like this is the same error as before, so I'm not sure if it's fixing anything. We're probably going to move on from that. It seems to work anyway. Yeah, the first error that we're passing the mode. Okay. There's a lot of styles there. I may have typed something somewhere. I'm not sure. So we may have like a E somewhere. Okay, so while this generates, I'll just mention that this stream will not be available on the channel after. It will be unlisted, so for those with a link that you can access again, I'll then make sure to add it to a playlist. Okay, we're going to ignore that. I think, oh, it's not the same, but this was there. So it didn't fix all the errors, but it did fix something. Yeah, why not? Okay. Just on like at the surface, one interesting thing is that as we get used to generate more and more code like this, even though this is pretty awesome so far, I'm already getting impatient that it's not fast enough. It's impressive. Like you get given a new toy and there's always immediately something to complain. Turning on the lights, even though it's spring, the days are not long enough yet. Okay, so add new task. Where were we? This is okay. No, This is another test. Typing at the speed of speech. And then we're going to say tomorrow, this already doesn't look like a button. So that crashes. Okay. So I think there's indeed a problem. The buttons for today, tomorrow, and next week in the date picker are not working. And when I press them, it just closes everything. Let's see if we can figure that out. Okay. But anyway, so far, interface seems pretty cool. Easy to navigate. I'm not going to publish this one up because it's one of their examples, so I'm sure there's like thousands already. But if you were to publish, you can do custom domain. That's cool. You likely pay for that, right? Yeah. Maybe not. Don't know. Back to project. The interface is pretty cool as well, so that's it. That's good. Okay. So what happened? Wait. First, let's see the diff. On select. Not sure why it did that, but okay. But this is starting to look like at least it will prevent closing. Okay. Nope. Does the rest work? Okay. No. Okay. This is where then it's easy to get stuck. So again, I don't want to be reviewing code. What is the handle doing? Handle quick add days. Oh, I see. So that looks interesting. But the button itself doesn't seem to be a button. That's maybe the problem. The buttons don't seem to be a button. And when I mouse over, it doesn't actually have the button. And it still closes and doesn't do anything or set a date. At first glance, the code does look okay. Probably related to this calendar.tsx. Oh. Calendar, yeah. Okay, cool. So what's the diff? Okay, this flow of ask for something, check for the diff, that's interesting. I'm not entirely sure how to, can I change something here? No. So that's interesting, maybe in the raw? Ah, I can, okay. So in the raw, I can change. And ideally, I would be able to select something and ask for changes. No, edit. Ah, select to edit, okay. That's good. So I can come here and maybe say something along these lines, select to edit. Okay, I'm not 100% sure. Okay, this part of the interface is a bit confusing. But I guess I can do this. Okay, we'll check in a minute. What is wrong? Still not going to work. Yeah, okay. It's fine. Let's try and do an edit in a specific place. So if I go here, we have this. Then we have today. No. Okay, so searching is not ideal. So searching is still the normal browser search, which is not ideal. We can probably do this, but I'm not sure if it searches the content. No, it does not. So searching the content is not ideal. Handle a tasks due today. There's a lot going on here. This is index, okay. And then calendar. Oh, can type. Okay. That's okay. So what we're going to try now is to rename this. So select. What do I do? Select to edit or ask. I'm very confused right now. The select to edit is not the easiest to understand. Basically, I want to ask it to rename this. So I've selected it. No idea if that does anything. And, or is it? No. Or is it just here? No, no idea. Okay, so we've selected this text. Rename calendar to date picker. No casing whatsoever. Yes, but I don't think it picked. So it's saying that it seems that you want to rename the calendar component to date picker. Yep. But it doesn't, I don't think it picked from my selection. So I'm not sure how the select works. But so far, again, I can't highlight enough. This is quite impressive as a way to start. So maybe it's not quite there yet. But the trajectory of this seems to be in the right direction. And at least for basic stuff, I think you can already start doing this. I expect that if you can set what frameworks to use and a few things like that to prototype something that goes, oh, well, error. Okay. To prototype something that goes from a Figma or an image to a web page, this is probably good enough. And then you still have to build your own things. So maybe to get some help. I wish I could bring my project here and then start from there. Maybe you can bring something from GitHub. Don't know. Okay. Project settings. What can you do? Okay, let's see. So project settings, you can check names, hide, domains, GitHub, you can link it, knowledge. Okay, so here you probably can add some context and some tweaks, like use Tailwind or use this, etc. Okay, that's the database. Back to project. I have no idea if this is plugged to an actual database. Okay. Let's try something else. Okay. Latest. So I've got this latest featured. A CRM. That's interesting. So one of the interesting things about this that I've been thinking about, like, I think going forward, having more reusable components or mini templates that can be reused and plugged so that you don't need to reinvent the wheel all the time would be interesting. And I think hyper customization of software will also be interesting. So I kind of expect, I mean, I have this romanticized idea of the corner shop for software where you need something very specific and you just go there and ask someone to work on it, and they'll try to craft something interesting, because I think there's still a lot of value to go from a abstractly defined or underdefined problem and then figuring out what's the actual good solution. So the software part is not the entire problem, right? So as a software engineer, if you're a software engineer, you probably know that there's a lot that goes from we need to build something, actually even understanding what to build, right? And then what to build, how to build it, and then actually building it. And the actually building it, maybe it's being automated to an extent, but the other two parts maybe will take longer. And also just in general, human creativity, I think, will be important there. We can generate images already. Doesn't mean that artists are don't have value, although I understand that that's maybe contentious. Right now they might be being ripped off, so that's not good, but the value of art is not just on the final product. Okay, so, sorry, talking a lot. I'm not sure. I mean, okay, I want to see what this is. So you can start from something that already works. Ooh, okay, some potential bugs. This is a conversation. Okay, so this is good to know. So that means that everything we've been doing, you can probably just access the conversation, everything, all the edits. I have no idea if you can access my typing or not, if I end up typing, but probably yes. Okay. And does it work? Yay. Okay. And then you can remix, and that probably means you can start your own. Okay. Let's start something else. So what can I attach? Look, my thumbnails. Not sure. I wasn't ready for the fact that we can do images, so maybe we're going to skip that. We also don't have that much longer, maybe half an hour more, so I already spent half of it. I was thinking either the website, let's see what's the most interesting thing, or something else that involves like maps and other services. Let's try something with maps first, that I don't care at all about the result. I just want to see if it works at all. And then when we could go to the website, I will either do on a different stream, actually building it and kind of get to a point where it's publishable, or we'll try in the end. Okay. So our requirements. We want to build a simple application that can take, actually, I can explain once, right? Build an application that can plan a friend's meeting, finding local spots and checking the weather to make sure that they need to be either indoor or outdoor, and takes searches from users and some customization, like do they have kids or don't have kids? Does it need to be accessible to any disabilities or not, or any restrictions if it includes foods, and also kind of exactly what they're looking for. And then provides a plan first, like a plan for what to do, and for each step of the plan, options of where to go locally, and then renders them on a map. Let's see if that works. So I'm going to assume this is all correct. There we go. Does that work? I mean, if that does anything remotely resembling what I asked, considering that I didn't even check if what I said was transcribed correctly, but if it does anything remotely resembling what I asked, it would be quite impressive. So I already see a map view, a weather service. The names seem correct. Okay, so that's spinning up. Go back. I'm very impressed with the interface. This is quite simple to navigate. Other than that edit thing, maybe I'll need to reach out to Lovable and tell them, please make it easier to just highlight code and edit there. And it's also quite exciting that, at least for me, there's things that I like just coding. I like coding, so there's things I like the craft of coding. And maybe I'll go like full face. So there's things I like the craft of coding, so that's cool. And I want to do those. It doesn't matter if they're done already. Then there's things I have to do, maybe to a certain level of quality. Right now I need to control the input and the output of that software. So maybe my main job. Sorry. And then there's things like ideas that I just want to experiment, or prototypes, or things I just need right now. And for that, like being able to completely replace that, it's not even replacing at that point, because it's not like I can spend every weekend coding my next solution to some very specific problem that only I have. So being able to automate those things, that is quite cool. Building tools, etc. So I'm quite excited with that, I think. Maybe I shouldn't, because I may not have a job soon, but yeah, for now. Also, I forgot to mention, but if at some point the chat looks empty. So I don't know, maybe no one's here or no one's talking or my system is not working. But if I do ever get 100 people at the same time in this feed, this or some other, I'll pay the $200 a month for ChatGPT Pro and we can try it together. And since at that point I have 100 people, then I can just take whatever questions you have and you don't have to pay. Maybe I should make that a short, right? And then publicize this. Okay. Speaking of which, let's go to YouTube. And what we can do quickly, well, is go here, quick links, live streams. Does it work? It is happening, I think. Live viewers, 1. So I'm viewing it. That's, is it? I don't know if it counts with me or not. Okay, so that explains this silence. I don't know what to think about it. Like, in a way, oh, you can't see it, can you? No, I forgot. I put my full face in. Yeah. So in a way, makes me less nervous to talk. No one is listening. But at the same time, I'm here alone. So, oh well. Expected. Let's continue. So we've got something. Still going. So I guess not having templates or going from beginning does incur a cost. Maybe I asked for too many things in one go. At the same time, that task manager was crazy, the amount of stuff there. Actually, it's more complete than the one I usually use. I do like simple things. It's also interesting, because I did not use one of their templates, the initial prompt is not as detailed as the other one. The other one we had styling, we had fonts, we had everything, and this one is a bit more just functional. But if it works, that's all that matters. Maybe I should learn to dance or sing, because we need something in between. What should we do? Well, let's go here. So automate repetitive tasks. Okay, cool. And debug faster with AI. Not sure what they mean by that. How would you debug faster and what would you be debugging? But okay. Build and optimize workflows. That, yes, that's true. True. And also just building like crazy family tools. If you have a family, that's cool. So effective prompting matters. Meta prompting, use AI itself. Yeah, reverse meta prompting. This is very cool, actually. So basically, I guess you're asking the Lovable itself to give you ways to reproduce what you've just done or to explain like the current state, and then you can resume later. Okay, so you can using make.com. There you go. Oh, I actually did not know of this, so that's interesting. What is this? Shiny project. Okay, so we're already there. Connect anything. So I guess like Zapier or something like that. Cool. Okay. Wait, okay. So yeah, I guess this is what this is what I was referring to. No. I guess there will be like these corner shops of people who are good at prompting and like doing it, and they'll just solve problems for other people. And they'll communicate the human touch of software engineering. No, timeout. Project is being used and wasn't able to acquire log. What does that mean? Okay, so we've done that. Refresh. The meeting planner is now created with Apple inspired design. So definitely they've gone on the design side of things. It doesn't work though, but yeah. Oh, great. You are on the roll today. I guess I was not prepared for this. Well, why not? I'll cancel after. Sorry, Lovable. Let's see. I need to get the code. Please don't steal this from me. Okay. It's getting hot in here. Cool. Okay, I'll have to not forget to cancel. So now it did error. I guess we need to continue. So Lovable, just spent some money there. Maybe I'll ask for some love on this YouTube channel. So I guess I'm currently in negative $20 on this YouTube channel. Okay, there we go. Okay, we've edited the file. It should have fixed something. Replaced the wheelchair with accessibility icon. Okay, cool. Did it work? It's not working though. Ah, what? Okay. Meetups. Yeah, that works. I mean, I must say, I don't know what magic they're doing in the back. Doesn't all fully align. Doesn't matter, we can fix it. But the design is indeed better than I expected. The meet map. Let's create a plan. What do you think? Okay, so this works pretty well. Create a weather smart plan. Awesome. Yes. So we're meeting in actually Cambridge, UK. So now you know. Cambridge, UK. Was it supposed to do something there? Okay, let's go London. Okay. Cambridge, UK. So requirements. I wish this was text. Maybe we'll add something like other, like kid friendly. No food restrictions. Yes, but there's no place to put where. Which activities we want? Coffee. We want. Can we select multiple? Yes, we can. Outdoor, maybe. Although unless it's raining. No. Let's do museums. Let's do dining, and we also want arts. That's fine. Select the location. So the location is not working. Okay. So, okay. Also, I forgot something very important. There you go. Oh, look. And I can do this. Yay. The location lookup is not working. And I would like to be able to also type some customization to the plan. So the options that already exist are good, but I want a text box where I can type other options. And then we want to use some LLM to parse that. As for the location, fix the lookup. It's not great prompt engineering. So let's see what's going to happen. Okay, so my fear right now is that this is cool to get this initial thing going, maybe some inspiration. But as you need to continue and develop the project, it's very likely that it just cannot keep up with the context and things start breaking more often than they fix. But even if that's the case, I guess that's a question of time until it's fixed. But you can also use this as the generate massive template.com. Okay. So let's see what's happening. Does it? Okay, so fix the location search, add a new text box. Yeah, and I have no idea how it's going to generate a plan. I would really like to know. So location required. is generating plan, generate plan. Plan service, okay. Plan steps, cool. There's a lot going on. Okay, let's continue looking into make.com. Solutions, let's go. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, so we've got a new, okay, custom book, custom requirements. Yeah, that's cool. Does this work now? No. And there. Make the location optional. And if it doesn't work, allow the user to set if it is raining or not. They can already set if they want outdoors, so you can just have a flag for outdoors and indoors. Okay, what is this? Ah, interesting. So this is also something they mentioned in the Bible. So if we go refactoring, basically keep refactoring. And I think the point is that the code can come out a bit clunky, but if you keep simplifying it, it's easier to continue editing. So this leads me to believe that as a website, a landing page for a project, this will be pretty awesome to use. Actually, I'm quite excited with that. As an application developer, maybe not quite there yet, but if they're advancing quite fast, that's good. So yeah, and what I was thinking is for the project I'm working on, which I'll have to update at some point, right now I've tested a few ideas, and the conclusion I got to is actually there's a few ideas that three ideas specifically that I really like. One is lots of things are happening at the same time, sorry, but there's three ideas I quite like. Let me go full face. So three ideas I quite like. One is very simple. That a few people have. So if you're developing mobile applications and you need to plug into some API in the backend, like a LLM, OpenAI, etc. Right now, you need to set up some, unless you want to disclose your keys, you need to set up some backend or some way to proxy to this. So just building a very simple proxy with some evaluation of the prompts that you're using and making it easy to update prompts even after you've deployed the application. So you don't have to go into application review every time you want to change something. So I think that's a good idea. The downside of that idea is that at least I wasn't being able to figure out how to continue expanding on the idea. And there's already a few interesting competitors. And also has the same problem as the second one, which is the second one I was thinking is to do a framework and a service where you could use natural language to interact or interface with different APIs. So maybe using like make.com. So the idea is you plug your CRMs, you plug your calendars, your email, etc. And then being able to use a natural language, English, in your code to query all these and even have cross-referencing of various things. So for example, do I have any conflicts in the calendar, or do I have any emails mentioning events that I haven't added to the calendar, that kind of thing. And then having a backend where you can, so I'm drawing in the air right now, but having a backend where you can see how this query would be mapped to code, and you can switch that. So it's not querying using a LLM every time. But both these two ideas have a big problem, which is as a single developer with a full-time job, I would need to be supporting it probably 24/7 because people would be depending on this. So where I landed was on something that can expand into that, but that is actually something I've been working on or trying to work into for a while, which is to create the idea of a personal memory. so it's not like a new idea, but right now it would be something that works with Obsidian, a note-taking app, in case you don't know. And the goal is to be able to plug into Obsidian and see the files, since they're all local files, and maybe start expanding by allowing you to connect your calendar and connect other things. And then use that as your memory so that you can talk to an AI or even do a few automations without having to explain again everything. So he already knows a lot about what you're working on, etc. And some of the use cases would be, so one of the things that I actually do often is like, I want to just collect things, and I collect it in daily notes, just every day. And then I want to be able to quickly recall something, so being able to search. But also, if I'm working on a project and I want to just collect a bunch of ideas, and then at some point in the future, I want to just create like a summary of where I am so far, or to figure out the current point, or to generate a document that gets all those ideas into something that makes sense, right? So for example, for a YouTube video would be maybe help me build the script. So I'm still the one writing, but it feeds with resources and ideas from the past, or helps me cross-reference ideas between different projects, that kind of thing. So you can already do some of that in different services, but I wanted something that you can continue expanding. And the final goal, kind of the dream, would be to get to a point where you have a login, you can go into different applications, you log in with this, right? And your memory goes as well. So you can have applications that can query your memory and be smarter and know you a little bit more, while you as a user can see what kind of queries the applications are doing into your memory. And you can even put constraints and say like, this application can only access things about project X, something like that. So if this makes almost no sense and it's pretty dense, no problem. That's why we need a landing page, which is what I will build with Lovable. So let's go. So where are we? Is it raining? Oh, well. So Cambridge, does it work or not? No, we are not. Okay, fix the location. But I can't use it while it's fixing, right? So create a plan. Okay, it's raining. Hey, okay, just came up with some. Generate a plan. So let's see if it generates a plan. I have no idea what's going to happen. Plan is generated. Okay, where? Where? There you go. So we have a map, no location selected. Okay, so morning activity, been seen. Oh no. Okay, let's type again one more time. Cambridge, UK, it's raining. I have no idea what's going on. Oh, just splashed myself. Let's save the plan before we continue. Okay. So now we're going to select this. No idea. I don't think these things exist. No, nothing exists here. So this is all a mock. As I said, it's more like a prototype machine. Lunch. Yes, why not? So we've got those two. Okay, so for now we've got those two, and if we're going to the map, nothing happens. Okay. Can you use an actual map? Right now it's not working, the map. And I want you to use my location to do a search in the map service. Even if the location did not match to anything. Okay, and I think I'm going to do 5 more minutes. My family is arriving, then I need to figure out dinner. So for the first one, I consider this a success. Well, this is if then when I go to rewatch this, maybe there's no audio. I have no idea actually. Here it shows that it's in the red, so I'm probably clipping all the time. But yeah, if anyone watched this and you got to this point, thank you. If you just start, thank you anyway. Thanks for joining. And please let me know if you want to see me build the actual website, the landing page for my service, or if you just care about the landing page, if it works or not. I think I'm probably done with Lovable. I will use it. It looks quite cool to build a page. I was going to use Notion instead, but this looks pretty cool. So for the landing page is good. But for streams, probably this was the last one on Lovable, unless I need it for something else. What I was planning for the next one is to not promise anything, because every time I promise something, it seems like it fails. But I am working on a couple of videos related to agents, and I've been kind of stuck with them because maybe trying to meet expectations that are impossible to meet. So maybe we'll do something with agents next time instead and go from there. So let's just try this one more time. So it is raining and we're going to generate a plan, and it uses Mapbox, so that's good. So plan is generated. Natural History Museum. I mean, it does exist. The daily grind, yes. Ooh, okay. Well, at least we know something would happen. Use a free map service that I would not have to pay for now, so that I can display something just to prototype. Okay, I'm also interested on this. Browse apps. Let's say you had this. I mean, yeah, this is Zapier, but maybe better for developers or just cheaper. I don't know. Okay, so it's raining. We go with Cambridge, UK. Activities are set. At least it keeps the memory. That's good. I just refreshed. Okay, it doesn't keep the memory of everything. Cambridge, UK, generate plan. So OpenStreetMap. I would expect to at least see a map. Let's see. No. Okay, didn't work. Something. It's also interesting that we have to click here if we want to generate the plan. Okay, we generate the plan. We go here. This is all pre-made. Yeah, and then it doesn't work. So once we go to the map, everything fails. Using the map tab crashes everything. Then it will figure out. Ah, there you go. Map view, yeah. Okay. I think this was a good start. Maybe I'll even stop here, go here, fix it, and I don't know, I'm just curious now if it would work at some point. So conclusion, it's much better than I expected to get started. It gives you immediately a lot of stuff, so it's great at generating maybe templates for an application, get the application all sorted, which I do find annoying to do, so it's good. But I think as it goes into iterating and actually building the application, it's not quite there yet, but I suspect there will be lots of cool prototypes that people can find in their page. So let's see, okay, so there's templates. Cool. Save money on AWS. Okay. So yeah, the website itself is a little bit broken as well. So interesting. I mean, in a way, I hope that means they're actually building Lovable using Lovable. That would be cool. This one has, yeah. Agent, anything with maps? There's no search, okay. Calendar, webfront. Yeah, so as I expected, I think a lot of it will be to build small prototypes. And your person, join the waiting list. Yeah, and landing pages. So I need to do some thinking around here. Yeah, I'm not sure how much you want to depend on the service like this for now, but you can copy the entire code. That's my understanding. So yeah, Anyway, I think we're going to end here. I'm pretty excited that I am back to doing streams. I used to do on Twitch, now I'm doing on YouTube. I will be back next Thursday with some topic. I'll try to think of something. Likely just me trying to figure out the agents thing or build some application or something else, doesn't matter. If you're watching and still watching, thanks a lot. And again, if you just started, thanks as well. I will have this video unlisted and I'll put some chapters and some description. It will be on a playlist, so it's still accessible. And I'll see you soon. So now I actually don't know how to stop this. Oh, there you go. So end broadcast and stop streaming. So end broadcast and stop streaming. I can show you. There you go. I guess we end the broadcast.